Hello everyone. Renafin Titimina from Idea Lab, and I'll be taking you through the Python crash course on this journey of data science and machine learning. So today we will just learn uh, basic Python code, basic Python code, things like data types, things like variable assignment, strings, list, and furthermore. So I'll urge you to practice a lot on this crash course so that you can get hang on Python. So Python is easier to learn and it's dynamic language. That means it's easier. It does most of the things at the back. So last time we installed some libraries. So I just want to teach you how you can install, you can call in libraries in your code. So in order to do that, you just need to import. So the library, one of the libraries that we installed is called NumPy. So you put import NumPy as, and you give it a name. So as a convention, most people they put it NP. So you can import multiple libraries at once. So we can have pandas as the and another one we have import sklen. So these libraries are the ones we installed in the previous section of this course. So we have another one called Cbone is CFP. So the letters after as keyword, you can choose any letter that you want or any letter that you can easily remember. So after you do this in Jupyter Notebook, you just need to click Shift Enter, and it will load. You see this as this aesthetic. So when you are seeing the aesthetic, that means it's loading. If you get the number of the cell, that means it is loading and you don't have any errors. So once you have written this code, um, the comment, the compiler is going to ignore the code, ignore the statement, and execute any code that you have written in that cell. So let us learn basic data types and arithmetic. So Python, it's a high-level language, meaning to say it actually identifies on its own the data type that you have written. So, for example, if we say 1 plus 1, then hit Shift Enter, Python is able to identify that you are working with integers. For example, if we write 1.0 plus 2.1, let's see, the answer is 3.1. So Python is able to identify that you are working with floats. So that's the easy of Python to work with data types. So let us learn a little bit of arithmetics in Python. So we have arithmetics. For example, we have minus, addition. We have multiplication. We have division, and we also have power symbol. So if we actually like, for example, if we say 5 minus 1 is equal to 3, so these arithmetics works in Python, so you don't need to hustle around. If we say 2 plus 5, it's 7. If we say 8 divided by 2, it's 4. If we say 9 times 3, this is 27. If you want to have the power, we can just like 2 asterisks to the power 3, which is called 8. And also you can actually, if you want to have modulus, which is a remainder of maybe of a number. So for example, if we divide 9 by 2, the remainder is 1. So this is excellent when you want to sort things. For example, you are sorting maybe even numbers and odd numbers. You can use this feature. So you need like 9% sign 2, which is equal to 1. So it means that you are working with an odd number. So this feature of arithmetic, it's a little bit confusing because it uses order of functions. So order of operation, meaning to say you actually use this format called BODMAS. I think most of us we are familiar with BODMAS from primary school. So meaning to say it will start with the contents that are in the brackets. Then we do have off. So off is like multiplication. Then we do have here division, and the next thing is multiplication. So we do have multiplication. The next one is addition, and the last one is subtraction. So if you just know the order of operation, you are good to go in Python. But maybe you don't want to work with this order of multiplication. What you need to do is to put things in brackets. So for example, if you want to add things first, you can put this code in brackets, then multiply by 4. And here you go. So you can see it has added it 2 first. So which is 4 times 4, which is 16. So that's all in the arithmetics in Python and basic right. So we do have another segment called variables, variable assignment. So during variable assignment, Python accepts that you can assign a certain value to a variable. So we can have a variable here, variable, and is equal to a value. So Python actually accepts this syntax where you can write variable is equal to value. So one equal to sign means you are assigning a value to you are assigning something to a variable. So for example, we can put a variable here like a is equal to 1, and pick what is 1 by just pressing 1, or in this case you can print. So Python has got a function to print out the result. So you can put a here and the answer is the same. So we have assigned 1 to a certain variable called a, and we can access that later on. So you can also assign strings to a variable. So if you can actually see how so this is a good way to write variable names. They need to be meaningful, and also you can actually separate them by underscore, or you can use camel casing. So in order to assign a string, we just need to write in this way, maybe hello world, and off you go. Now, if you can notice something here, we did not explicitly say this is a string or this is an integer, because Python is a loosely language. So it means it does that in the background. You don't need to hard code the data type of the value that you're working with. So speaking of strings, we need to take a look on strings, how to work with the strings in Python. So a lot of excellent ways you can work with the strings. You can actually show a string as with a double quote. With a single quote, Python is able to identify that as a string or with a double quote. But however, you can notice that it's printing out with a single quote, keep that in mind. And also you can actually assign a string with to a variable named walk, for example. But however, I want to show you something. If you want to write a quote inside your string, a single quote, you need to wrap the string with a double quote. Maybe this I can't walk. So you can see that I have wrapped the string with a double quote so that I can put here a single quote. If I call walk, you can see that it's able to identify as a string. But however, maybe maybe I can just say my book is equal to let's just say I want maybe Sima. If I put single quotes here, if I put single quotes and put a single quote inside, you can see that we do have some mishaps here, that the string is at I1, not the whole string. So keep that in mind. That's how we put like strings with quotes inside them in Python. So if you do this, and you can access my book, and off you go. So as I already said, that Python has got this this function that lets you print out values in when coding. So I can have this one, and I'll be able to print my values. So I want to show you something called formatted string. Formatted string. So what it means by formatted string, I can put other values in my string. So for example, if I say phone number as a variable name, I can put my phone number maybe just like this, and they also put my name, and my name is equal to nothing. And let us run this, and you can see I did not put enough as a string. My bad. So if I learn like this, you can see it's able to learn properly. And I can put my format the string. So keep that in mind. If you see a word like this in Python that is greenish, it means it's a unique word or a special word. Don't use that, or you're going to break your kernel. So format string. Make sure your variable names are meaningful words. So I can just write my name as a string. My name is, watch this, we put curly brackets, and after that, and my phone number is, you put a curly bracket. After this, then you get out from the string, you put a dot, put format, and put brackets, and you start with the name, my name, and phone number. Once you do that, learn the cell, and let us watch the value of the phone number. So the variable is not the value of the phone number, but the value of the string. I can just write this. You can see my format string. It means it has got string code. My name is nothing, and my phone number is this number. So that's how you can do. You can have formatted string and play around with this. It has got other functionalities as well, where you can assign variables to this section in order to have flexibility with formatted string. Next up, we want to learn what it means when we say slicing a string. So a string has got other different features as well. We can slice a string to get parts of the string when working with Python. So maybe you can have a slice string. You can choose your the names of the strings that you want to work with. So you can have sliced string. So if I want to take something out of maybe part of the string, I can use what we call bracket notation. So I can use this one called bracket notation. In bracket notation, I will just need to write, for example, I will write sliced string brackets and put the range of the words that I want to have. So Python is a zero language. When you say zero language, it means you start counting at 0. So take in mind how we can write slice notation. Start with the first letter if you want to start with the first letter. So A in this case is going to be the first letter at the 0 position. And you put colon and you put the number of position that you want minus 1. For example, if we want to have numbers from maybe ABC, what we need to have, we start from 0, 1, 2, and maybe you want to have a slice notation from ABCD. So you start from 0, 1, 2. So let us put 0 and check. You're going to see that 0, 1, 2 has got A, B. Meaning to say, if you say 0, 1, 2, all right, on the slice notation, all right, Python is a zero language, meaning to say we'll start counting from 0 and going upwards. So if we want to slice this string, we'll start, for example, we'll put a bracket and start at the first position, put a colon, and we'll count from 0. So we'll count from A, B, C. So we'll start from 0, 1, 2. So if you want 0, 1, 2, like 0, 1, 2, we want to have the 2 words here. So the number that you put here is going to be it's going to be the position that you want minus 1. So if we want 2 words here, we have 0, 1, 2, and if we put here 2, you can see that we have A and B. So we have 0, 1. So 0, 1. So we have put here, meaning to say 2. The minus 1 is the amount of words that we have here. So you have 0 and 2. I know it's very confusing, but a little bit of practice you can get hang of it. We have another slicing called index notation. So index notation is where you use in order to get a single character from your string. So in order to do that, we can just write sliced word, sliced string, put a bracket and the number of the string that you want. So in this case, we want 0 or 1, 2. You just put 2 here. You can see it's C. So it's different from this one. You just need to get a code onto that. So we do have another thing to learn in Python called list. So on list lists are just sequence of elements in a square set of square brackets separated by commas. It's as simple as that. You can familiarize lists with arrays in different functions, in different programming languages that you have worked before. So a list can hold any type of element or anything that you want. So you can hold strings, for example, hello. And if we initiate that, we can see it holds any pattern. And also you can add things from the list. So for example, if we assign this list maybe to my list and click enter, let us check if my list actually holds that. Yes, it does. So maybe I want to add something in the list. I can just put maybe my list dot append. So append is like adding something in the list. It will add at the end of the list. You can choose like this, and let us light my list again, and you can see that we have 1. Remember, a is equal to 1 at the top here. So we can just add like that, or we can continue to add things from the list. For example, like this, but append. Maybe we can add a string, for example, world, just like this, and here we go. You can just continue adding things from the list, or you can assign words. Maybe you don't want to have such kind of maybe a certain component inside the list, or an element inside the list. You want to change it, you can do so by using the index notation. So remember the index notation that was used to slice elements in strings. You can use that here. So we want to change A from 1 to 10. So we need to count from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. So I'll just say 3 here. So I want that element at that particular time to change to 10. And click this, check my list again. You can see that now 1 has changed to 10. So that's how you that's how you can actually use list. And also you can have nested list. Nested list. In this case, maybe I want a new nested list. Nested list. For example, I can just put 1, 2, and put another list here. Maybe 3, 4. Just like this. And with that line, you can see it has line properly. If I want to access maybe 3 here, what I would do, I would write my nested list, put brackets, as we are going into bracket notation. So the first list, it will treat the inner list as an element. So start counting from 1, from 0 here, 0, 1, and 2. So we put 2 here. If we want to access elements inside that list, we'll put another bracket. And this time around, this second bracket would treat the inner list as a list on its own. So we start from 0 and 1. So if we put 1 here and click 15, it would grab your element inside the inner list. So you can nest a lot of lists as how many as you want. So let us learn a little bit on dictionaries, which is exciting. Dictionaries in Python. In Python. So what are dictionaries? So dictionaries are just data structures that you keep your information. So it's easy to implement. You just need to know the syntax, how you can actually put a dictionary. So it's you can have the name of the dictionary and an equal to sign, put curly brackets. So every element in a dictionary or every value has got a key which refers to a certain value. So that's how you can write a dictionary in Python. So it's a data structure. So let us actually write a dictionary for us. So you put an equal to sign, put curly brackets, and press enter to write your dictionary. So we can have maybe name, maybe we want to put details of someone. Then, for example, in order to write another element in the dictionary, you put a semicolon, not a semicolon, a comma, and put maybe phone number, put a colon, and the phone number, example, just like that. Put, for example, maybe flutes that you want. So as list, a dictionary can also nest other dictionaries. So maybe fruits, maybe there are different types of fruits. You can actually nest another dictionary in this side. So maybe I want to have maybe my first fruit. Let's go fruit, and my first fruit is an apple, and maybe second fruit. Come on, and orange. Just like that. And if we learn this, I do have a syntax error on orange. I did not put a comma here. Let us relearn, and you can see we are good to go. It has actually identified our dictionary. So I can just slide with example here to check if it is a dictionary. And if we put that, you can see we have elements here. So people can familiarize dictionaries, data structures. If you have ever worked with APIs in maybe in web development, or if you have ever worked with C++, we have got something like structures. So these are data structures that you can hold information of a person and send it to other systems. That's basically a dictionary, how a dictionary is used. If you want to fetch maybe a certain information, we use the index notation that we have learned so far. So you can have here like dictionary, put here as a bracket. You can put the name that you want. For example, here name, and click shift enter, and you are able to see that it has fetched the name of the name of our A key here, which is called name. So you can have, for example, we can actually fetch, maybe if you want to fetch the name of the first fruit, what you need to do is to use a nested way of calling things with index notation. So we do have my dictionary. So the first thing, maybe we do have flutes. So we need to call flute, and put inside, you put the name of the key of the fruit that you want to call inside the dictionary of fruits. You can just put first fruit, and you're able to fetch the name of the fruit in dictionary. So it's as simple as that. Let us learn a little bit of booleans. So we do have booleans in Python. So booleans are just true or false. So do you have true or false? So it's like that. They are just true or false statements. You can actually, these ones are very important. We will learn them how to use booleans as we go along. So they are very important. We can use them in conditional statements by the use of booleans. So the next thing that we want to learn is tuples and sets. So tuples are just like list, but they're in parentheses and they're immutable. What it means you cannot change them. You cannot put anything in them or alter them. So for example, you have T here and we want to put it as a tuple. Let me put more words here. My tuple is equal to 1, 2, and 3, and that is my tuple. You cannot change this tuple. For example, I say I want the second tuple, which is 1, and is equal to 9. There'll be an error. A tuple does not support item assignment, so it doesn't change at all, but you can call the element inside the tuple. So it's good when you are keeping constant values inside your system. Let us go to sets. So what are sets actually? Sets are just collection of unique elements. So if I light maybe my set is equal to, so a set have got 3 brackets. So I can put maybe 1, 2. It's the same as list, but however, check this out. If I put, for example, lots of 9s, see how it's going to treat this set. All right. If I actually put, for example, my set here, check this out. If I light my underscore set, you can see that it has removed the repeated numbers and only put it once inside the set. So it's just a collection of unique elements inside the set. And you can actually explicitly change a list from a set if you are working with maybe some lists. So I can just like repeat the list is equal to, so a list has got square bracket. So I can just put it like that. If I line this, you can see that I'm able to get the list like this. So if I want to change this and have unique elements, I can put set bracket inside the repeated list. If I do this, you can see that it has changed the list to a set. So let us learn on comparison operators. Operator. What are comparison operators? Are just tools that check if a word is equal to, or a number is equal to another. So it retains a Boolean value. If I can say if 1 is greater than 2, it's false. If 1 is less than 2, it's true. It would retain a Boolean. Or if I can check if 1 is greater than or equal to 2, I can check it's false, or 1 is less than or equal to 2, and it is true. Or if I can check 1 is equal to 1. So put that in mind. If you're checking if something is equal to another, you need to put 2 equal signs. If I click enter, you see it is true. I can check if 1 is not equal to 3. So that is the symbol of not equal to. I can click enter, and that is true. And this also works with strings as well. You can put maybe hi is equal to hello. Okay, I do have an error here. You can see that 1 equal to sign is an assignment operator, but if you put 3 equal to sign is comparison operator. So put in mind as well. So you can see here it's saying it's false. And you can use and or. So you can put 1 is equal to 2 and 1 is equal to 3. So this one is checking if 1 is equal to and 1 is equal to 3. So you can put the and keyword here. So that's how good Python is. It's like speaking your own language. So if you put things like this, it will check. If one end is false, it's going to retain false. If both ends are true, it's going to retain true here. So it is false. Oh, even if I put here 1 is equal to 1, it's going to retain false. But however, if I put 1 is equal to 1, or that is another keyword, or 1 is equal to 3, this one is going to retain true. You just need to check one area. So we are done with comparison operators. We are going to condition statements. Condition statements. So in conditional statement, it's a statement that checks if some conditions are true and it does a certain operation, and it checks as actually if other conditions are false and do an alternative action. So for example, if we want maybe to actually fix something, I can just place maybe greeting is equal to true, maybe false. I've assigned greeting to a Boolean variable called false, so I can just say if greeting is equal to true, I want to do something. So that's how we write a conditional statement. We start with if keyword, then the variable that you want to check, put colon and press enter. So you can see that the syntax has changed how we are writing it. Python has give you indentation. You can just print maybe how are you. So let me close here. You can just print how are you, and if we shift enter, nothing has happened. Why? Because greeting is false, so it's checking here that it is false. If we put here learn that cell and learn this cell, and you can have an output. So for example, if you're saying that maybe this one that did not had, maybe you want the greeting wasn't there, I can just write here press enter, click tab and write else with the keyword and put semicolon, press enter and just write here print is loaded. So I can put here maybe change to true to false and learn that cell, learn this cell. You can see that it does run the opposite. So if greeting is true, print how are you, or else if it makes sense, if greeting is not true, print he is lewd. So maybe the guy is not lewd, you want to check another condition as well. For example, we can actually put here, okay, let me just put another example because this one is a boolean, it means it is true or false. But for example, if we have a number, guess number is equal to 190 divided by 10. So you can actually put lots of maybe a guessed number or guess something, or you can prompt a user to put anything else inside your code, and you can design a game that you want. So if I put here a guess number and say guess number is equal to maybe 37 colon and place here print the number is 37 and go here to enter. If you want to add another condition, you put if to check another condition. So if and you place in here the condition that you want. You can put here guess number and is equal to maybe maybe 87 and put colon, shift enter, maybe print the number is 87. Then you go to default section which is called else. That means if nothing of the conditions are met, maybe you want to put to print the number is 19. The number is 19. So if we click and learn here, you can see that it has written 19 because it has checked all of them, and it has checked that the number is 19. So anyway, that's what I had for you in this Python crash course. So next time we are going to learn functions and other features in Python. Then we'll continue with NumPy, Pandas, and sklearn with a little bit of visualization with Matplotlib. Anyway, thank you very much for attending this training session. Have a nice day.